Hey guys, Jay here from showandroo.ca. I wanted to have a quick video today to talk about meditation. I think it's a great topic, particularly now when we're in the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic. I think generally speaking, people are experiencing a lot more stress and anxiety than they normally do. And meditation is something that I think more and more people, if they haven't already turned to it, they may be considering it as a way to help them mitigate some of the anxiety and stress that they might be experiencing in their life, given current circumstances. So stick around, and we're going to go through a couple of really introductory pointers for you guys, and hopefully it helps you if meditation is something that you're looking at doing in the near future. So stick around, check it out. Okay, so meditation. Let's talk a little bit about it. I think one of the first things you need to consider if you're looking at meditation is you got to be realistic about your goals. Just like anything else, meditation is something that if you've spent a long time doing it, you've sort of developed the skill, you've developed the ability to meditate at sort of a high level. Okay, that can include things like being able to sit for long periods of time, or having a completely open mind, unobstructed mind or frame of mind. When you're meditating. These things are goals, and it doesn't happen right away for everybody. So you've got to be realistic about your goals when you start out meditating for the first time. One of the things to consider is the amount of time that you meditate for. I would recommend, if meditation is something that you've never done, you don't have any real exposure to it, then you need to be realistic about how long, at least in the beginning, how long you're going to sit and meditate for. In the beginning, you may, and again, depending on your age, I'm talking more for adults here, not so much children, but in the beginning, if you're meditating, really just a couple of minutes of meditation is probably a realistic goal for you. I would recommend setting a target of just a couple of minutes every day, okay? And then once the first week goes by of sitting for a minute, if you're able to do that comfortably, then you can extend that to maybe 2 minutes, okay? And then do that for a while until you become very comfortable at it, and then extend it, extend it, extend it. The last thing that you want to do is set your goal whereby you fail right from the beginning. It's very frustrating, and you're more likely to kind of give up if let's say you've never meditated before and you try to sit for 15 minutes and meditate. If you're not successful in doing that, you're going to be discouraged, and you may not give meditation another try moving forward, which of course would be a shame. The second thing that I want to just raise is the sitting position. Your sitting position, you'll see all different types of combinations of sitting positions. Really what's important is a sitting position that is comfortable for you, particularly if you're sitting for longer periods of time. And as you develop your meditation and you're able to sit for longer periods of time, comfort in your sitting position will become more and more relevant. The last thing you need is for you to be in a position which makes your knee or your ankle or something uncomfortable, because then your mind is going to be focusing on that pain and how to relieve it, all right, because that's natural, instead of focusing on what's important, which is breathing and trying to have an empty and open mind. So finding a comfortable sitting position is something that you should really consider, and change it up. Okay, if you're trying a sitting position and you're finding, that really hurts my lower back, or wow, my knee can't really do that for more than a couple minutes, then find another sitting position. And it's okay to use things to help you feel more comfortable. Like you'll see sometimes folks will have a pillow that they have underneath their bottom when they're sitting in a position to kind of take some pressure off the knees. Okay, that's perfectly okay. If you need something to help you to sit for a long period of time, then that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, find a comfortable sitting position. The third thing that I want to talk about is your state of mind. Okay, so when you're sitting and meditating, it's completely natural, okay, for your mind to wander, which is sort of counterintuitive a little bit, because the whole point of meditation is to try to have an open mind, and we have this idea you may have developed over the years if you've been exposed to meditation through media and the movies and things like that. So it's a glorified perspective on meditation where a Zen master can sit and he thinks about absolutely nothing and has a completely open mind for like an hour, right? Well, obviously that's there's a little bit of unrealistic expectations in there, particularly if you're starting a meditation for the first time, okay? But I want you to keep this in mind when you're meditating. When you're sitting and you're trying to open your mind and clear your mind, your subconscious and your conscious, there are thoughts that are going to enter and exit your mind, and you may not be able to control them. You may start thinking about work, relationships, something that you've got to do later that day, something that you previously did, the day before. So your brain just is always working in overtime. That's going to happen, and that's okay. I think the important thing to remember when you're meditating is, it's okay for those thoughts to enter your mind. you just have to let them go and try not to dwell on that thought for too long. Just try to release that thought and reset yourself, okay? And then another thought will enter, you'll be distracted by something else. And again, you just want to just acknowledge the fact that it happened and just sort of release that thought. What you're trying to get to is a state where you're not so much focused on these thoughts that are entering your mind, you're more focused on your breathing, okay? And that's the next thing that I want to talk about is thoughts around breathing when you're doing meditation. Okay, so when you're breathing, again, kind of like point number one when I was talking about setting goals for yourself that are realistic, with breathing, you want to also try to set something that's realistic for yourself. You want to try to develop your meditation. There's many different ways that you can do this, but one particular angle that you might take a look at is the number of breaths that you take over a period of time. And everybody's going to be a little bit different, right? Depending on your physical condition and your, just how you breathe naturally kind of thing. Some people breathe faster, some people breathe slower. But you want to set a goal for yourself where you can breathe comfortably and then you can focus on the number of breaths of a period of time and try to maintain that, that rhythm throughout your entire the entire time that you're sitting, right? So for example, you may try to do something like if you're sitting for 5 minutes, you want to try to do 5 breaths, like deep breath in, slowly deep breath out, 5 times a minute for 5 minutes, for example, okay? That way, as I said in my earlier point, you're not so much focused on these sort of random thoughts that are coming in and out of your mind. You're more focused on the breathing part of the meditation, which will help you relax and help you sort of achieve what you're trying to achieve with meditation, is to reduce anxiety and sort of collect yourself and recenter and refocus yourself. The last thing that I want to point out is, and again, it's sort of around comfort, but it's what you're sitting on when you're doing your meditation. You'll often see, like I remember I was watching a Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai, just like a couple of weeks ago. I just sort of randomly just decided I wanted to watch this movie. So I put it on and there was one scene where they were meditating. The lead guy, I can't remember his name, the lead samurai guy in the movie. Anyways, he was meditating and he was sitting on this like hardwood floor and he was, very involved in his meditation, and like that's super cool. But it's maybe not realistic for you if you're just starting out, particularly on a hard floor, because a hard floor is really uncomfortable and can be really uncomfortable, particularly if you're not accustomed to meditating. So what I would suggest is get a surface that is going to reduce the chances that you're going to be uncomfortable when you're sitting, right? That's the whole point, is you've got to be comfortable. And if that means that you need to pick up something like this, which is like a tatami mat, okay, that you can put together, or maybe a blanket or a couple of towels, yoga mats are another great solution. You can just kind of roll that out on a floor if you've got like a hardwood floor or something, and you can sit on that, and it's way more comfortable than just sitting on a straight hard floor. Because again, if you're not comfortable when you're sitting, your brain is going to focus on that discomfort and you'll be distracted by it instead of being involved in what is important, which is ultimately breathing and trying to maintain an open and relaxed state of mind, okay? So that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. It was short and sweet. If you have any questions, please post a comment at the bottom of our YouTube page. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out some of our other great videos on our YouTube page, and check out our website at shoinryu.ca. This is Jason, and until next time, take care.